On page 12, the directions are to write an equation to go with the words. You're going to translate it into math, and then you'll solve it. It's very important that you write the equation because if you don't, you'll have to redo it. So let's look at 3 together, and I'll show you how it's done so that you'll be able to model after that, the ones that you do on your own. Let's start with number 3. 1/4 of a number is 13. Find the number. Remember that of is times. 1/4 of a number is 13. Find the number. So 1/4 times n, you can write it as, if I do it like here, 1/4 times n over 1 equals n over 4. So another way to write that, which is easier, is n over 4. So this is another way to show 1/4 of n of a number equals 13. And the way that I would solve that, you could solve it this way too, but this is something we've done together. The way that you solve that is, remember, you want to get n by itself. Right now, you're dividing n by 4. The opposite will get rid of the 4. So the opposite of divide by 4 is times 4. So I'll multiply it by 4. But since this is algebra, what I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So this cancels out. I'm left with n equals 4 times 13. I'm going to come over here. N equals 52. So 1/4 of 52 is 13. Yes, that's correct. And I'm going to circle this because I have a lot of other writing and I want it to be easy to find my answer. Let's look at number 5. Number 5 and 6 are a little bit different. These are problems that you would encounter in real life. So let's say the cost of 6 boxes of cookies is $30. What is the cost of each box? So we're getting 6 boxes, 6 times B, and that is $30. So to find out the cost of each box, B stands for box, boxes of cookies. I'm going to get B by itself, so I'll divide both sides by 6. That cancels out. B equals 30 divided by 6 is 5. This tells us that the cost of each box is $5. So I can put my dollar sign now that I have a final value. Number 6, the cost of a television is $234. What is the cost of 3 televisions? One television is $234. Going to multiply that by 3, and you get the cost for 3 televisions. This is just about as simple as an equation gets. 3 times 234. 234 times 3. $702. So the cost for 3 televisions is, use a dollar sign because this is my final answer, and we're talking money, $702. So you can go back and do 1, 2, 4, and 7 on to page 13. Thirteen has a lot of miscellaneous type of skills to work on. The first section is to convert these percents into decimal. A percent means per 100. So to show 67% as per 100, you would write it with the decimal 67 hundredths, just like that. Ultimately, what you end up doing is, because it's 100, that's 2 places past the decimal. So you're going to move the decimal 2 places, like that. So for 17.5% as hundredths, it would be 17 hundredths. And then you put the little half on the end. So basically, you take that decimal, you move it over 2 places, and you get 175 thousandths, or 17 hundredths and a little more, which is what 17.5% means. You've got 2 others. Each one of those corresponds to one of these. Now we're going to convert units to find the sum. If we have 128 ounces plus 5 pounds, what do we have all together? Well, we've got ounces and pounds. I put up here conversions. 1 pound is 16 ounces. So I already have 128 ounces right here. So I'm going to write 128 ounces. That's what I'm starting with. I'm going to convert the 5 pounds into ounces. So that would be 5 times 16. So 16 times 5, because 1 pound is 16 ounces. So 5 would be 5 times 16. So it would be 80. So 5 pounds is 80 ounces. So I have 128 ounces plus 80 more ounces. When I add those together, I get 8. Carry the 1. I get 208 ounces right there. If you want to go the next step, you can convert that back to pounds, but we'll go ahead and keep it like that for now. Let's skip over to this one. You are converting gallons and pints. We start out with a half gallon, and then we're adding 1 pint. So let's see. We'll start with, we've got 1 pint. Now, 1 gallon is 8 pints. So a half gallon would be only 4 pints. So this right here is 4 pints. So you've got 4 pints plus 1 more pint, which gives you 5 pints, like that. So this one, you've got 7 gallons and 2 quarts. You're going to convert your 7 gallons into quarts and count how many quarts you have in all. 1 gallon is 4 quarts. This one, 1 yard is 3 feet. You've got 8 feet and 3 yards. You're going to convert your 3 yards into feet, and your final answer will be in feet. I'm going to circle my answer, just like that. Down here, this one right here, it says to list prime numbers between 60 and 80. I strongly advise you to just write out your numbers from 60 to 80. That's the easiest way to figure it out. I'm going to do this one for you, which is similar, and then you can do this one on your own using the same strategy. So I'll leave that for you. Let's come over here. Round 56,879 and 8/10 to the nearest hundred. So I've got the decimal part, and I've got ones, tens, hundreds. So this 8 is my hundred, so I'm going to round it to the nearest hundred. Would either round down to 800 or up to 900. So that 7 that comes after the 8, 7 rounds up, so that tells me it's going to round up to 900. So taking that, I'm going to come down and rewrite the whole number rounded to the nearest hundred. I start out with 56,900. And I don't care about the decimal because rounding to the nearest hundred. There you go. I'm going to circle that. Look at these. The easiest way to do this is to go and just use process of elimination. I need to list the composite numbers. Remember, there are two kinds of numbers. There is prime and composite. Composite numbers have 3 or more factors. Prime have only 2, 1 and itself. So we want to find the composite numbers. So even though on this one you're finding the prime numbers and this one you're finding the composite, the same strategy will work. I'm going to go through and use the process of elimination, and I'm going to circle every number that I know is composite. So if 2 goes into any of these numbers, I know it's not prime, because prime would be only 1 and itself. So I'm going to circle the numbers that are even. So I know these are composite because 2 goes into them. They have to have more than just 2 factors. There we go. Let's see. So I did 2. Now I'm going to test for 5 because that's easy. So let me test for 5. 5 is any number that ends with 0 or 5. And there are 2. That is composite and that is composite. So those are my easiest ones. So now I have fewer numbers for the others. Let me do 3 next. We know a number is divisible by 3 if we add the digits, and that sum is divisible by 3. So let's try 81. 8 plus 1 is 9. Is 9 divisible by 3? Yes. So 81 is divisible by 3, and therefore composite. 83. 8 plus 3 is 11. Nope, 11 does not go into 83. 87. 8 plus 7 is 15. Yes, 3 goes into 15. So 3 also goes into 87. So that would be composite. 8 plus 9 is 17. 3 does not go into 17. 9 plus 1 is 10. Nope. 3 does not go into 10. 9 plus 3 is 12. 3 does go into 12. So 3 goes into 93, and that's composite. So I know that 7. Let's see if 7 goes into any of these. 7 goes into, let's see, 7. I'm going to divide them by 7. 83 divided by 7. 1. Nope. It does not, because I have a remainder. So 7 doesn't go into 83. Let's try 89. 7, 89. Oh, nope, I've got a remainder. 91. 7 goes into 9 one time. 7 goes into 3. 21 3 times. All right, 7 goes into 91. Boom. So my composite numbers are 80, 81, 82, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, and 95. The 2 prime numbers, and I'm going to cross them out, are 83 and 89. So what you'll do is the opposite over here. You'll cross out your composite numbers and circle your prime. Down here is prime factorization. You've done this, you know how to do it, and if you need any help, there's an example right here, and it shows you exactly the form that you need to put it in. Put it in exponent form.